All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Um, I figured since I don't know if New York Toy Fair has ended, but it seems like all the reveals we were gonna get out of that we've gotten. So it's gonna be a quick one today, but I did want to kind of cover those things. Now it's only about 3 or 4 things. Um, and honestly, they just had a fan stream prior to this where they announced a bunch of stuff. So I personally wasn't expecting much. And I think what they did announce here, what they saved for New York Toy Fair, it's a little on the mixed side, but like I said, I wanted to go over it. So first, I want to go over what I think is the best one, and that is Professor or Smart Hulk here. Now, this one is part of that new Hulk line they got going out, the one where they recently announced Abomination. And here we have, I think it's the second one, right? Professor Hulk here. Now this is that classic, what is it, 90s look. This look hits my childhood because I just remember seeing him a lot. I prefer Savage Hulk over everything, and maybe the MCU Smart Hulk overstaying his welcome has soured me a bit, but I can't deny this design has been part of my childhood. Um, So yeah, there he is, and as you can see, he comes with a set of fists, a set of, well, he's got a kind of an open hand, and then he's got a trigger hand, because he also comes with this gun, as you can see here. He also has this cross-style ammo vest thing, which is, I'm assuming, part of the gun. Never made sense. This is why I don't like Smart Hulk. It's like, why does he even have guns? Like, just punch people, dude. But yeah, so there's that. He's got pants on, and they seem to be not ripped. He's a well-dressed man. He's got a big, thick belt, and then he has a black tank top on. And he also comes with what I think is the most iconic look for this incarnation is the bunny slippers that slip over his feet. I just love that. So, and then he also comes with an angrier face and more of a honestly, a smiling Chad head. And then he has the glasses as well. So, I mean, when it comes to this version of the character, this is probably all I could ask for, to be honest. The shade of green's nice. The head sculpts, I think these head sculpts look way better than any of the Maximum series head sculpts. So, there's that. Now, things to note here. It's still single jointed elbow, as we can see there. Everything else looks pretty standard in terms of a big hulking figure. I will say, though, however, I am seeing a butterfly joint because Hulk butterfly joints have famously never went forward. They've went back, but not forward, and we didn't see forward until the Maximum Series Hulk. And I called it. I said about a year into that figure being out in the hands of people buying it, that soft material was going to rip. And lo and behold, I saw a bunch of pictures where that was just ripping. So I'm hoping and praying that they never do that again. And I don't think that's the case here. I mean, that looks sculpted hard plastic. So it doesn't look like it's going to be a very, significant butterfly joint going forward. But whereas the step they took for Maximum Hulk, I think that was the step in the wrong direction. This is the step in the right direction. Although I feel like I feel like they always chose the weirdest figures to implement new stuff, because I feel like with a tank top specifically being sculpted in there, you're never gonna be able to get that butterfly joint to go forward unless it's painted on, but nobody wants a painted on shirt. So I don't know. It is what it is. It's better than nothing. And this guy's going to look like he's going to be fun to repaint all the metallic bits on my end. So, in terms of the reveals, that is my favorite one. And then going over to the next one, we have a Max Dillon Spider-Man. Now, I don't know anything about this version of the character. And this looks like one of those smaller kind of releases, not a whole lot of substance to it. kind of like the Spider-Man Hellfire Gala. Maybe it's one of those. Maybe it's like a one-off. I don't know. I just know it seems kind of skimpy, but it also comes with 4 Waldos. So maybe I'm just being greedy. I don't know. It just seems kind of skimpy because that's part of the character design. I feel like if you're gonna do a character, do the whole character design and then still give us some accessories. But that's just me. But it is a very nice, sleek black and gold. I can't wait to repaint all that gold. Now, I could be wrong because I don't have any of my old figures, so I can't compare and contrast. But this looks like damn near a complete repaint of that previous Iron Spider we got. Now there's probably going to be a different back piece because I'm pretty sure the first one only had 3 Waldos. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I remember being very aggravated that he's Spider-Man and his extra set of arms didn't, he didn't have 8 technical limbs. So the fact that it was only 3 always bugged me. But as you can see there, it looks like he comes with fists. He comes with 2 Thwippers and a Max Dillon head. So, I don't know. It's fine. It's Spider-Man. People are going to buy Spider-Man. It is what it is. And then, I don't know if search engines have just gone to shit. I believe they have. But trying to find pictures of these were so hard. But this is the next thing they're doing within the premium roleplay line. And it's Hulk hands. Now, I got some things to say about this. One, I'll get the good stuff out of the way, maybe. These are huge. These might be the biggest pair of Hulk hands they've ever made, and this seems like kind of a bigger guy. I saw a picture with Dan Yoon have them on, and he's a smaller guy. It looked like he could fit his head into these things. They're massive, which, that's what it should be. The green is nice. The veins are sculpted on there nice. And that's pretty much it in terms of the positives, because the negatives, and it's Hulk hands are probably one of the most iconic toys of all time. When the Ang Lee Hulk came out, I had a pair, and back then I'm pretty sure there was a speaker in it with sound effects, so there was like hard bits in there, so you kind of got your dome rocked back in the day. The newer ones nowadays, I see they're still made of foam, but there's no speaker in them. The handle inside is no longer plastic. It's just like a cloth kind of handle. So they've toned it down a bit. And I don't know the specifics about this product. I don't even know the price, but I do know the price is outrageous. Maybe they're like, well, it's in the roleplay line. That stuff's expensive. Maybe we can sneak it in. Yada, yada. I don't know. This isn't super high on the top of the things I will buy. Will I buy it eventually? I don't know. That's something I'm going to have to come to terms with. But I'm pretty sure they're still made out of foam. And other than the price, my main 2 things is I don't know if it's just a product of making things out of foam. I don't know if there's a process to make sure this doesn't happen. I don't know if it's cutting corners. I don't know if there's anything you can do to avoid it. But there is still, if you look at any Hulk hands, including this one, there's a seam line from this end going all the way around to this end. And it's a little thing, is looking at a foam seam line when it's been on top of my shelf for, a while, blended in with everything. Am I really going to focus on that seam line? Probably not, but the price point, it's like, if it is avoidable, if you can get rid of that seam line, get rid of it. Because it does make it seem not so different from a kid's pair of Hulk hands, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, it is what it is. But I think, like I said, I don't know if they can control that, but what they can control, what they did make a choice, was to sculpt in the word and the Hulk logo on each one right there. I'm sure you can kind of see it here. That was a choice. Why they made that choice, I don't know. Why not do it on like the bottom rim or even inside the hand itself? To me, it just, I don't know. This thing isn't screaming quality to me, between the seam line and the Hulk print. You know what? This is supposed to be a premium roleplay item. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to see the Hulk logo imprinted on the wrist. It's just a strange choice. Um, so I mean, it is what it is. I've never worked because I've done a lot of custom work and mangled stuff and Frankenstein together and used a lot of materials. I've never worked with the typical material these things are made out of, so I don't know if you could shave down that seam line on your own. I don't know if you could shave down the Hulk logo. I feel like you would just kind of mangle the foam at that point. It would look more jarring than what it is because it's not painted. It's all just foamed in. So it's like the logo kind of gets lost into the color and the sculpt, but I don't know. It's just, I feel like there were choices made on these things, these pair of hands here that are just kind of strange. And to be honest, I mean, other than me suffering from collector brain and all that stuff, you know, I feel like you could just go buy a kids version of this. They're gonna be not as big, obviously, but if you really needed a pair of Hulk fists sitting on top, you know, I mean, I got a pair downstairs in my kids' toy box. You know what I mean? Probably should have busted those out, to be honest. I wasn't thinking about it, but you know what I mean. If you really wanted a pair of Hulk hands, you know, and they make different ones. You know, I mean, they've made Hulk hands forever. Like I said, at least since the Ang Lee Hulk. But they've also, you know, I've seen Red Hulk hands, I've seen the Thing hand, so they're not that expensive. So like I said, if you really wanted Hulk hands, the price for this is crazy. I don't remember what it was, maybe like 120 or something insane. So, you know, I'm in the camp that if people should spend their money how they want to spend it, but I'm also in the camp where, you know, by buying this, you're telling Hasbro you're okay with paying that much for this, which, you know what I mean? So that's why I say I'm going to have to come to terms with what I want to do with these things. I'm not going to order or pre-order. This might be one of those things where I go all the way out of town, 40 minutes away, and I'm, you know, you start fiending for something, and there's nothing except these. Maybe I'll cave at that point, but I don't know, man. The only thing is just like, you know, this we get monetized, and you know, it's literally my job at that point to get everything. But with my own money and everything going on, I don't know, man. This thing seems like a pass. So yeah, enough of that. And I don't have a picture on here because finding the pictures of this was hard enough. But in the fan stream, Dwight said he forgot the tees in his desk. Later posted a photo. It was an upside down something. People were saying it looked like a camera lens. I hit it right in the head immediately. I said that's the underside of a sculpted manhole cover. You know, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, but I was like, that's a manhole cover. And we found out that is what it is. I don't remember. Did it say New York City on the top? I don't remember, but it was that, and most people are under the assumption it's Mole Man because I'm pretty sure Mole Man was in the leaks. And yeah, and the when I see a manhole cover, I think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but an accessory such as that makes me think, and I can't remember if every single tease. This might be the case. Is every single tease Dwight has shown, has that ended up being a deluxe figure? I can't remember if that's true across the board. The ones I'm thinking of, I'm pretty sure they've all been deluxes. So it might be a deluxe Mole Man, you know, because that's not your typical accessory. That's, you know, that seems like a manhole cover. Maybe a couple of, I don't remember the name of his little mongoloid mole men. Maybe a couple of those. You know, I'm sure you could think of some other stuff to throw into a deluxe Mole Man. And I don't know if we've had a Mole Man. I can't remember if modern Hasbro Legends have given us a Mole Man. There's a figure I'm thinking of, but that might have been Toy Biz. It was either Toy Biz or really early Hasbro. I can't remember. But I'm sure we could stand to use an updated modern Mole Man. And if it's deluxe, I'm sure it'll be pretty cool. Not the first character I think of when thinking of characters to give the deluxe treatment, but you know, whatever. You know, with when you have the character selection that Marvel Legends has, which has always been my favorite part of Marvel Legends, because some of the stuff they've given us, you'll never see something like, Hot Toys doing. You know what I mean? Like they just the sheer number of characters that they do has always been my favorite thing. So when you have so many of them, eventually, sometimes you're gonna get ones where you're like, huh? Not that nobody knows Mole Man, but like I said, it's just kind of a strange one to give a deluxe to. But then again, maybe that's why. Maybe Mole Man is kind of harder to sell because it's Mole Man. So I don't know. But like I said, this one wasn't going to be super long. Really, only 3 official reveals, and then me kind of speculating along with the rest of us what the tease pertains to. So that's pretty much it. And yeah, let me know. Did I miss one? Because honestly, trying to find all this stuff, I figured the Reddit would have it all conglomerated into one post. It took me way longer than it should have to find these product photos of the Hulk hands. Even the 2 new other figures, it took me a minute. So I don't know. Let me know if I missed one. Let me know which of these 3 things that have been officially revealed are you looking forward to. What's your thoughts on these Hulk hands here? I don't know how to work my screen apparently. Yeah, let me know which one of these you're most interested in. I want to hear your thoughts on the Hulk hands, because those are a curious case. So yeah, let me know. Comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Almost to 30 subscribers, which is awesome. I'm going to aim for 50 by the end of next month. And just another day in paradise here on my channel. So on that note, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.